Hello everyone. Today we are going to start learning about Metasploit framework. This is one of very common attacking framework that is used in penetration testing. So I found that it is wise for us because most of us we are beginners and some are intermediate. So it is wise for us to start learning these critical tools that we can start and make use of them before going to the advanced stuff and all those kind of things. So today we are going to we are going to starting learning about Metasploit framework. So actually this is a pre-built tools for Kali Linux and we are going to talk about it. So you can just go straight and starting it because we are going to do more hands-on. So okay, I want to use this different screen for it. MSF console. This is the command for you to start this Metasploit framework console. Then you run it, then you wait for it to start. After some times, you're going to have it up, then you can continue. So as it starts, you are going to see something similar to this one. It tells you these are the kind of modules because remember this is attacking framework and of course we are going to uncover its capability and its features. We are going to evolve on this series because we are going to dedicate it for Metasploit framework as part of Kali Linux. So it has a number of modules. You can see here the different kind of modules and we're going to see them further. As you can see here, there are exploit 2397 exploit, the same for pirates, the same for evasion, and so and so and so. And of course, we are going to cover more about this different kind of exploit as we evolve in this series. So for you to use help at any point of time, because you have to understand how are you going to get help from this framework, you can just type the command help and then you are going to see all the commands that are valid for this particular framework. And of course, you don't need to read each one of them, but at your time, because you need to master the tool, you're going to run it by yourself, some of these commands. But most of the command that we are going to commonly use in our penetration testing and over, we are going to cover them as the essence of these tools. But I've just shown you this so that you can start learning even the thing that we have not yet started to cover them in the series. And one thing that you also need to understand, the kind of version of Metasploit framework that you will have at your Kali Linux or whatever distribution, if it's a pre-built, is going to be obsolete most of the time. So you are going to supposed to update it so that you have the latest tools, the latest module, and everything that is latest, so that whatever you are trying to do in your activity, you are using the tools that are sharp. So for Linux distribution, and of course, I assume most of you guys, you are going to access it on your Kali Linux. I've already covered in the series. You can just learn the normal command to install Metasploit framework, because in Linux we all know that if you want to install something that is already there, what Linux does is just updating it. So that's the normal command that if I would have not having Metasploit in my system, I would have learned it for it to install. But because I've already have it there, so learning it, the only thing it's going to do for me is updating my current version. And so far I've already done the updating. That's why you see there is nothing new to install. But for you guys, if you run it, you are going to sit downloading some files, because that is important, so that whenever you are going to use, remember we're going to use it in our training but also in our even penetration testing activities. So if you have tools or modules or plugins that are obsolete, they are not going to help us as they are supposed to. So in this tool, in this Metasploit framework, there are a number of things that you can do. You can do enumeration by using Metasploit framework. We have covered those kind of stuffs. You can do, I mean, we have covered the meaning of those kind of stages. You can start doing preparation on using the framework. You can do exploitation. You can do the privilege escalation and post exploitation. All these kind of stuffs, we have covered them in our previous video, especially when we talk about the stage. What I'm trying to say, most of the stages that we are going to execute or to come across when we are doing penetration testing, by using this framework, we can do most of them. But this does not mean that this tool is the superb and one tool for all. No, this is just one of the tools that you can use, and there are a lot of other tools. And of course, you need to understand it inside out so that you don't just use the tools blinders. That's the essence of it, to cover different part of it and the tools so that you get the big idea of what this tool is supposed to be done. So most of the things in Metasploit framework are arranged in modules, and this is one that you are going to hear most of the time. So we need to understand how can we find the format of different module. For instance, I research here for this module just for the purpose of you understanding when we see the modules, what information do they have in. For instance, this is the module so far. We are going to understand everything that I've been doing. This I just set this one for the purpose of demonstration. So this is a kind of module, and all the modules are listed in this format. The first field is going to have a number which you can use it to reference to the particular module. For instance, if I want to use this module, I can use the command use, then specifying the number 0 for this module or 1 for this module. So this integer, it presents the index of the module. Then the second field specify the type of the module. This one is exploit module. We have other like auxiliary modules and so and so and so on, as we are going to see. So there are different types of modules that you can come across in Metasploit framework. So this is the essence of the second field. Then the following fields present the platform, if it's for Windows or for Linux, because remember, deep down modules are just code grouped together for specific purpose, either for exploit or for auxiliary like scanning or what, or for encoders and so and so. So the platform side tells you these code are compatible in what platform. What it means, if I can have an exploit for particular service like SMB, but if that particular module is meant for Windows, I can't use it for Linux distribution. That's the meaning of this platform field. Then the fourth field is going to show us the kind of service that particular module is addressing. For instance, the one that is rated there is SMB service. Then the last field is going to tell us the particular vulnerability that particular module is concerned with or addressing it by exploiting it or trying to see if it's there, like testing it and so and so. So for here, like it's Microsoft Eternal Blue. This is the code for it, but you can see the description on the rest of the feed. But I was just trying to tell you the format of the module. Whenever you see this kind of format, this is how modules are listed in Metasploit framework, and this is how to make the sense out of it. So that's the format of the module, and we are going to see them throughout this series. And of course, as we said, we have different kind of modules. I can just give like a simple description of the different kind. For instance, we can have auxiliary modules. These are dedicated for scanning, fuzzing, sniffing, and doing some admin capabilities. We can have the exploit that we are going to use most of the time. These are for actual exploitation of the vulnerability that are there. We have modules that are for payloads, the code that we want them to be executed when we have made the exploitation and it has done something. There are a number of modules. There are plugins, there are some encoders. We are going to see them as we are uncovering. We don't need to stick much on the theory and the definition and stuff, but I was just trying to tell you that there are different kind of modules that we are going to encounter and using this Metasploit framework. So Metasploit framework comes in with a lot of modules, as we have just seen. Then you need to be able to search for what you need. Remember, this is mostly an attacking platform, though it can does the other stage that we have already mentioned them. But whatever you need to use it, you need to be able to locate it so that you can use it. So is a command for searching in Metasploit, and of course, it is just typed as a search as it is. So you can type help for search command, and you are going to see a description of what possibilities that you can have by using a search command. And of course, the general syntax is you write search, then you use the option which are over here. Then you can use different filtering mechanism, because remember, you may have here there are thousands of modules. So sometimes maybe you just need to locate a specific module, like for exploit, for the given platform, and for the given service. This is the essence of this part. These are the kind of filtering that you can use to do the searching. Though you can do a generic searching by just specifying a generic name. For instance, the first example that I've just used, I was searching for the module for eternal romance. For you guys who have been following the cyber security stuff, this is a kind of exploit for the obsolete or for old Windows system that use the old SMB service, and of course it trended at its time. So if I just write like search, then specifying the kind of module that I need, if I know the name, is going to list all the module that are concerned, that are about the specific name specified here. So from here, I can sandwich it further and scope it to locate the particular module that I want. For instance, here I have one for Windows, then I have an auxiliary. Maybe this is the one that I wanted, the exploit, not the auxiliary. So I can know that I can use this one. And of course, there are more description about it, the disclosure date, the ranking. The ranking is how reliable that module is. If it's slow, then that means you can use it, but you may not having the expected outcome often. But if it's excellent or normal, it means that is the best you can use it and it's reliable. And of course, a lot of stuffs, and of course the description, the weights, and so and so. So you can do searching just like that, but also you can light searching by using the keyword filtering that we have just shown here. You can have a keyword and a value to do the filtering for you to locate exact what you want. For instance, like here, this guys, I can just copy this one just to make things easy. I can do something like that one. Searching, then specifying the CVE. We know the CVE is the vulnerability version number, but here what you are specifying is just the year. Maybe I just want the vulnerability for this year and the type of the module that I want for this particular vulnerability. I don't want the auxiliary module or the payload. I just want the exploit. And maybe I can even add another keyword. All these keywords are in the help. You can just go there and read more. Maybe the platform that I want for this is for Windows. So this is how you can do the filtering instead of using the straightforward searching where you have a numbers of results and you are going to narrow it by going through them. The other way is this one. You can do the particular filtering. So if I do like that, I get all the results, but you can see everything here is going to be about Windows and is going to be in the year 2009, as you're going to see. And it's going to be of type exploit, not auxiliary and not what and what and what. So this is how we are searching for modules. Now, in real scenario, we are not going just to search for modules out of blue. Remember, there are modules for exploit and for different kind of scenarios. So we are going now to see how are we going to search for modules. Where are we going to start so that we may know what module do we need to use in the particular job at hand.